Chapter 9, Day 41, page 136. The controversy centers in Christendom. The so-called Christian world is to be the theatre of a great and decisive actions. Men in authority will enact laws controlling the conscience, after the example of the papacy. Babylon will make all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Every nation will be involved. Of this time John the Revelator declares, these have one mind. Revelation 18 verses 3 to 7, Revelation 17 verse 13 and 14. There will be a universal bond of union, one great harmony, a confederacy of Satan's forces, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. This is manifest the same arbitrary oppressive power against religious liberty, freedom to worship God according to the dictates of conscience, as was manifested by the papacy, when in the past it persecuted those who dared to refuse to conform with the religious rites and ceremonies of Romanism. In the great conflict between faith and unbelief, the whole Christian world will be involved. All Christendom will be divided into two great classes, those who keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus, and those who worship the beast and his image and receive his mark. As the Sabbath has become the special point of controversy throughout Christendom, and religious and secular authorities have combined to enforce the observance of the Sunday, the persistent refusal of a small minority to yield to the popular demand will make them objects of universal execration. As the decree issued by the various rulers of Christendom against commandment keepers shall withdraw the protection of the government, and abandon them to those who desire their destruction, the people of God will flee from the cities and villages and associate together in companies, dwelling in the most desolate and solitary places. Show no defiance. Those who compose our churches have traits of character that will lead them, if they are not very careful, to feel indignant because on account of misrepresentation their liberty in regard to working on Sunday is taken away. Do not fly into a passion over this matter, but take everything in prayer to God. He alone can restrain the powers of the rulers. Walk not rashly. Let none boast unwisely of their liberty, using it for a cloak of maliciousness, but as the servants of God. Honor all men. Love the brotherhood. Fear God. Honor the king. 1 Peter 2 verse 17. This advice is to be of real value to all who are to be brought into straight places. Nothing that shows defiance or that could be interpreted as maliciousness must be shown. Refrain from work on Sunday. In regard to the southern field, Sunday law enforcement was especially severe in the southern states in the United States in the 1880s and the 1890s. The work there must be done as wisely and carefully as possible, and must be done in the manner in which Christ would work. The people will soon find out what you believe about Sunday and the Sabbath. They will ask questions. Then you can tell them, but not in such a manner as to attract attention to your work. You need not cut short your work by yourself laboring on Sunday. Refraining from work on Sunday is not receiving the mark of the beast. In places where the opposition is so strong as to arouse persecution, if work is done on Sunday, let our brethren make that day an occasion to do genuine missionary work. If they should come here and say, you must close up your work and your presses on Sunday, I would say to you, keep your presses going, because the conflict does not come between you and your God. We should not feel it enjoined upon us to irritate our neighbors who idolize Sunday by making determined efforts to bring labor on that day before them, purposefully to exhibit an independence. Our sisters need not select Sunday as the day to exhibit their washing. Engage in spiritual activities on Sunday. I will try to answer your question as to what you should do in the case of Sunday laws being enforced. The light given me by the Lord at the time when we were expecting just such a crisis as you seem to be approaching was that when the people were moved by the power from beneath to enforce Sunday observance. Seventh-day Adventists were to show their wisdom by refraining from their ordinary work on that day, devoting it to missionary efforts. To defy the Sunday laws will but strengthen in their persecution the religious zealots who are seeking to enforce them. Give them no occasion to call you lawbreakers. One does not receive the mark of the beast because he shows that he realizes the wisdom of keeping the peace by refraining from working that gives offense. Sunday can be used for carrying forward various lines of work that will accomplish much for the Lord. On this day, open-air meetings and cottage meetings can be held. House-to-house work can be done. Those who write can devote this day to writing their articles. Whenever it is possible, let religious services be held on Sunday. Make these meetings intensely interesting. Sing genuine revival hymns and speak with power and assurance of the Saviour's love. Take the students out to hold meetings in different places and to do medical missionary work. They will find the people at home and will have a splendid opportunity to present the truth. This way of spending Sunday is always acceptable to the Lord.